these cryptographic techniques. Basically, a cryptography, let us start from the beginning of the cryptography. As you know, there art and science. Of secure communications. So that we talk about, but when we talk about secure communications, so what about the security when you are storing some data in some servers or machines? So we can see that also we can think of as a communications, that we are storing some data, somebody is storing some data and somebody is accessing the data. So there are also some communications are there. So when we talk about communication, we are not talking about in a global network or internet. We are talking about the communication that occurs between a client and server in the same host. Then the secure, sometimes so these things are known, but to complete this experiment, we are talking about the secure is not synonymous with confidentiality. Sometimes we makes it's not confidentiality, but secure means apart from that some other things like confidentiality, integrity, authentication, and some other terms, the non-integration, etc. So it is more than that. It is not about only confidentiality, but then these secure communications we can talk about using some cryptographic techniques, and out of those cryptographic techniques, like mainly my talk would be confined to encryption technique, encryption algorithm or encryption technique. So there are 20 techniques are there to deal with those issues, and one of the important thing is the encryption algorithms, which is mainly is taking care of the confidentiality issues. So what is encryption algorithm? I will not go into the mathematical aspects. Suppose we have got a set of plain text. Set of plain text are there. So plain text space I represented using circle. So these are the possible plain text space. I am talking about plain text space. And that is a ciphertext space. This is the ciphertext space. So this encryption technique is nothing but the mapping of the plain text space to the ciphertext space using certain constraints. The constraint is that it has to be one-to-one. That means each plain text should map to at least one ciphertext of the ciphertext space, like this. This is one-to-one. And each ciphertext should map to only one corresponding plain text. It is one. So it will be something like this ciphertext is mapped to this also and this. So it cannot be an encryption algorithm. It is called one. And if these two properties are satisfied, then we call it this is a bidentate function. So any encryption function, encryption algorithm mapping should be a bidentate function. That means each plain text, for each plain text there should be a corresponding element in the ciphertext space, and each ciphertext should map to only one unique plain text. Otherwise, we cannot be able to decrypt the elements. So it is obvious. And if these properties are satisfied, then we call it bijective functions. Now we can see this particular case. So suppose the element is x. So we can represent encryption algorithms like this. Say suppose x is a element from the plain text space. Right? So x belongs to, say, if I say P is the plain text space, so x belongs to plain text space. So we have got an encryption algorithm, right? And we will have some parameters, say k, parameter k, and if you take x, so y belongs to ciphertext space. So we can say this particular notation is mapping just like this: y is equal to e subscript k x. And similarly, you can say that these things, dk ek x. So we are talking about symmetric key. The plain diffusion and diffusion will be same. Right? So I should get the element x. So this is what we are trying to talk about. Now, in any encryption algorithm, we have talked about that it should be bijective functions. The second constraint is that sometimes we will follow is that this encryption algorithm should not be restrictive. What I mean to say by restrictive, that how this particular and the security of this algorithm, the security algorithm is what? That given the ciphertext, right, one should not be able to find out x. That is what, say we are talking about security in terms of confidence. Right? So x is there, I am encrypting it using an encryption algorithm and a parameter k, and I get y. Now if I get y, right, I should not be able to get x. Right? So in that case, my encryption algorithm is secure in terms of the confidentiality issues. But then the security of this confidential algorithm should not be based on the confidentiality of this particular encryption algorithm. Confidential algorithm. So if I might say that I do not disclose this particular encryption algorithm to anybody else, right? So how the people will know, right, which algorithm I am using to encrypt this particular plain text? So one might claim that my algorithm is more secure. So this kind of things people try to avoid it. Primarily because of the reasons is that if I have to make a restrictive algorithm, then for different purposes I have to devise different algorithms. So that might be one of the case, that may not be possible. And second important thing is that, right, if a particular algorithm is made in a public domain, right, so in that case, another group of people, right, which is known as cryptanalysis, they can verify, they can scrutinize the security of the algorithms, and they can find out the loopholes. Otherwise, those loopholes would not have been come to light. So that is what the idea is, that we should make those encryption algorithms should be made public. It should not be restrictive. So what is unknown is the value of k. Right? Only unknown is k. If somebody cannot find out the k, right? So in that case, my algorithm will be secure. It is not about the confidentiality of the encryption algorithm or encryption algorithm. It will be made public so that it can be subject to the scrutinization of the cryptanalysis, and then if there are some loopholes are there, we will find out, and we can get more and more better algorithms. But only thing is that it is the secrecy of the value of key. Now how to make the keys secret? So that is the main idea. We will not do this particular algorithm I will be using, that I will not keep it secret. So one of the way to do this particular kind of things is that we'll increase the number of possible keys. Right? That means we'll enhance the key space, the size of the possible number of keys, right, I will increase. Right? So in that case, it is very difficult to apply each and every key. Right? If I have to go for brute force effect, so in that case, he has to at least go for the half amount on average. He has to apply half amount of the key space. Right? But then, is it only the key space, right, or the size of the key space that matters? Right? So that may not be the case. So what we have talked about, that for security, the confidentiality of encryption and decryption is encryption and decryption algorithm. Security is not based on the confidentiality of the encryption and decryption algorithm, but purely based on the secrecy of the key. So this is what we have talked about. The second thing that we have talked about, that if I want to make the key secret, right, so the number of possible key I will increase. Right? So in that case, my algorithm might be more secure. Right? So one particular kind of algorithms might be, right, we will talk about this is called substitution cipher. Substitution cipher. All of you are aware of. So what we will do, that say one particular algorithm of the one substitution cipher is Caesar cipher. In Caesar cipher, what do we do? That we map the elements, say something like this, say C is equal to say X plus some value of D, say mod, say M. So in this particular condition, we are taking the 26. We have got 26 symbols are there. So I have used this particular condition. We are shifting the elements by the amount of spaces. X is plain text. So I shift the value by the amount of distance. So in that case, if I see this particular condition, that this is the key number of possible keys is very small. This is only 26. Right? So it is not secure at all, because this space is small, so it is not secure. It is susceptible to brute force effect. So we go for monoalphabetic cipher. Monoalphabetic cipher. And again, we are saying that the plain text and ciphertext is of 26 symbols. We are assuming, right? And when we say that each particular character might be replaced by any other characters. Right? So A can be replaced by B, right? Right? Or it might be replaced by B, but it will be C, like that. Right? Once it has been replaced, right, it cannot be replaced by any other character, because it has to fulfill the bijective functions, right? Onto function. That means no two characters, right, should map to reversely map to the same plain text. Right? So it cannot be. So in that case, for first character, I have got 26 options are there, or I can say 25 options, or 26 options. Right? I can map to A also. Right? So once I have used D to replace A, right? So for subsequent characters, say suppose B, I have got only 25 options are there. Right? So ultimately what happens, my key space would be something like this. And this is nothing but 26, factorial of 26. Right? So once I have converted into a monoalphabetic cipher, my key space has become quite large. Right? Now, is it secure. Right? It is not yet secure. What I am trying to say talk about that is that for security, the key space has to be large. But the other way around, it is not true. If the key space is large, right, we cannot always say that it is secure. How? So this particular kind of algorithms, as you all know, that we can break using simple attack that is called the frequency analysis attack. That all you are aware of. Frequency analysis attack. So what we have talked about? If the key space is small, the algorithm, the encryption algorithm is not secure. As we have talked about in case of Caesar cipher, we have got only 26 keys are there. Right? I can secure 1 character, 0 character, 2 character, up to 25 characters. Right? So I can use all the particular symbols, right? And whenever I get a particular meaningful statement, right, I can say it's systematic key. So it is not secure. But the other way around is not true. If key space is large, then the encryption algorithm may not be